Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. We are here in Hermittown 1.7. I have come over here because I felt like doing a little bit of building this episode. I am inspired, I have an idea and something that I want to build. And I was not expecting this, but there is a giant egg in the middle of the town here. And there's also some green or lime wool down here. And I think there's been a little bit of a creeper explosion. There's now a fence post in the ceiling. And I guess I'll have to come back and fix this up in a bit, but let's check out this right here because there is some sort of Easter egg hunt going on. So if I have something to... I've got no blocks in my inventory. This doesn't help for reading the signs. Let's just go up here. So Hermittown, Hermiton, egg hunt. Find eggs hidden around the town using the riddled clues as a guide for hunting. Find all 10 named eggs for a free diamond prize. Free diamond prize, alright. If I miss your name, take a normal egg from each chest. Behind the factory built by... Oh, this is the hint at the bottom. Behind the factory built by Muse, his disgusting meats, they lead to poos. Okay, well, we get to take an egg from here. Exuma! Oh, that reminds me. Some of the people on my server have been calling me Zuma, or Fozzie has, and a few other people I've noticed as well, which is quite funny because when some people say my name, it does sound like Zuma, but you could call me Exuma if you wanted to, or Exuma. Anyway, Monkey Farms tree, looking epic. He's done some more work on that, looks really impressive now. I'm not sure if he's done much inside. In fact, I don't really want to spoil it for him in case he hasn't put out a video, but it's looking real good. I like this. And it's right next to my house as well. I think it complements it a lot, actually. Let's just go over here and have a look. Doesn't that look awesome with the big tree next to it? That looks great. I like that. So, our hint was to go behind Muse's building. And I can see another Easter egg right there. And also, is that one there as well? That looks like a hint of green and orange, I think. So I think we spotted another two. Let's head behind Muse's meats first of all, and we'll see what we find over there. Look at that, there's another one. We found 3 of them before we found the one that we're looking for. I don't know how many of them there are in total, but I am thinking that we should do most of the exploring off camera because there's a lot that I want to do this episode, and there doesn't appear to be... Oh, well, there it is. Okay, so egg number 2. Inside the commercial district stands the next one. What? Inside the commercial district, the next one stands on top of Corrales and upon his hams. Well, I guess that's probably... Well, you see, hams are a pork, aren't they? They're for pigs. But Corrales is selling chickens, so I'm going to guess that he means chickens or something like that. So I found this one, but it's egg number 5 and not egg number 3, so I don't know if I went to the wrong place, but there's one round the back of KFC here. The next steer egg is placed way up high, where the witches live and the crows fly. I reckon that's the one on the bridge. So I'm going to take my egg from here, and I'm going to head over there. Look at that! By hams, I think he meant his bum. So that is where the other egg is. So we found the 5th one, which I think means there's one in between the 2, if this one is number 3. And I need a way to get up there. Let's throw an ender pearl like that. Up it goes, down it comes down. Boom. Egg number 3, there we go. Behind the consultancy of redstone work. So somewhat over there. The guy who built it can really rhyme good. Okay, fair enough. Where's my egg in here? Exuma, there we go. So the next one should be somewhere over here. There we go, egg number 4. So this should have a clue about KFC, I guess. On top of that store that really looks neat, although the chickens he sells taste like feet. There we go, awesome. So the next one, I reckon, is the one on top of Cleo's bridge. Let's have a look. This is egg number 6, that's correct. Where the horses go to test their speed, a nice quick ride makes a worthy steed. We know exactly where that is, don't we? So, egg number 7. An egg in a mushroom, I hear you say. Is that a new mixture asked the DEA? An egg and a mushroom. Right, let's grab that. We know where this one is. We've spotted it already. We can see it from here as well. Oh, there we go. Accidentally threw some ender pearls. Egg number 8, a giant mansion at the back of town where the king of building rests his crown. Let's take that. There's some rotted flesh and red carpet in here. So this is number 8. The next one is number 9. I don't know if he means the courthouse, because we know there's one over there. Although the king of building is Corrales, isn't it? And his house is actually at the back of town as well, if you think about it, because it's hidden away behind these hills. So it's probably going to be Corrales's. Okay, let's go around here and have a look. Okay, egg number 9. The final egg. Oh, what a journey. You. Why can't I read these signs? You best lawyer up and bring your attorney. We know exactly where that is, don't we? And here it is, the final egg. Oi! What are you playing at? Let's shoot him with my bow. There we go, there we go. Put all your eggs into this chest. All 10 people with 10 eggs will receive 3 diamonds, hand delivered to their bases. Thanks, Mumbo. Awesome. You have reached the end. Oh, congratulations. Accept my 3 diamonds and begin the celebrations. Well, that is awesome. Ah, so we already have 1 in here. Okay, that's cool. And now we have 10. So he's paying out to Schism and Slipgator and Corrales. If everyone does this, he's going to have to pay out a lot of diamonds. But that is very generous of him. That was a fun little challenge. And a good way to start this episode. So the other day I got the itch to do some building, and I decided that I wanted to build something over here in Hermittown 1.7. So I came over and I had a look around for something to do, something I could get involved with, and I saw the D McDonald's and the Corrales fried chicken, and I thought, you know what, that is something I could do. I would like to build a restaurant. Now Corrales is selling cooked chicken, and I guess D McDonald's or DMac is probably going to be selling steak or cooked pork, and I thought, you know, I can't really compete with that if they're already selling it, and it got me thinking that this game is about expressing yourself and having fun, and you don't always have to just build a building to sell something. You can build it for fun as well. Now in real life I don't eat fast food. I don't eat at McDonald's or KFC, and I thought I would do something to promote healthy eating and do an alternative to fast food, which is what we're going to be building over here, and I think it's going to be quite amusing. But I have already built this. You know how I work. When I like to build, I go into creative mode first and do everything on my server, and then I come over here and build it in survival. And it's just because it takes me a really long time, you know. I'm not someone like Corrales who can just come on here and bang this out without even thinking about it. I have to put a lot of time and effort into my building, and so that's why I do it that way round. So I know how big this building is going to be, and I've got to say, I think it looks pretty good. Definitely not as pretty as these 2 buildings, but it's going to be alright. And the place I could build it, I thought the best place would be at the end here, but it is a very big building, and it would stretch over the edge of this by quite a bit, by like 10 or 15 blocks. Now I was thinking at first maybe we could do some terraforming, but it does stick out like a sore thumb, and I think it would be very noticeable that I've terraformed around there. So I decided not to do that, and I decided that if we removed all of this land right here that's sticking out, then I could build it alongside D McDonald's, which I think would be a pretty cool place to build it. So one of the first things we're going to do is remove this. But another thing that I would like to point out is that there is a really nice space between these 2 buildings, and I think, you know, you could put a nice little plaza or something like that, have some flower bushes and water fountains, and maybe if someone else wanted to come over here and build a restaurant as well, there'd be a space at the end here for a nice restaurant, and we could end up with a little eating area on Hermitcraft, you know, a nice little place to come and hang out and grab some food. I think it'll look really awesome if we work together on it. But this is the place that I'm going to build. So let's just have a quick look at what we got to do here, because we're going to start off with a time lapse of me removing all of this. I'm basically going to eat away the entire thing, because the width of my restaurant is about 20 blocks, which is something from like here all the way over to the other side down there somewhere. So we need to remove the entire thing, and it's going to take me a fair bit of time. And I've just realised I'm probably going to have to set up a beacon, and I don't have the blocks for that, although we have haste 2 in this area, so actually I don't need to do that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I've got a lot of digging to do, so let's cue the music and let's get on with this. So the terrain here has been flattened out and it looks a little bit ugly at the moment. That's because we've got loads of stone everywhere. I think once we replace this all with grass, it will look a lot nicer. But I do remember saying once that I like the terrain in this area and I didn't want to do things like this and flatten it out. But now that I've done it, I realised that buildings are part of the terrain too, and with all this flat land we have potential for something that looks really great around here. You can see I've marked out where the restaurant is going to be. It's going to be quite big and it's going to take up a lot of that space. And there is room here to have a path from the commercial district through into this area. And I was thinking we could call this the food district. You know, we've got all of these different districts and I think it's going to be ever so nice. We could have a plaza in the middle. There's room for another restaurant down the end here and perhaps one in this little area as well, and there is just a lot of potential now that we have this land to build on, so I don't think it looks too bad at all. Now there was also some of this area around here. Let's make sure this creeper don't blow anything up. Take that. There we go. Made me panic for a second. The land that I was clearing out, it went right round the corner here, right into where DMAC was building, so I think I've helped him out there because he was digging away to build all of this, so that should benefit him as well, which is good. But the restaurant, you can see I've marked out where it's going to go. We're not going to build it just yet because there is one other thing that I need to do. I want to build a sign, and I haven't built this yet, not even in creative mode. I completely forgot about it, and I think we're going to build a sign to the right over here in this kind of area, because when you come through over there you can see Muse's building, and then to the right of it you see the KFC and the McDonald's, and if we put it to the left I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But that is another really cool thing about this area, is that we're going to have a bunch of signs advertising the shops that are over here, or the restaurants. It is going to be awesome. So anyway, I will get to work on making this sign. So we are going to need some snow to make this sign, and I thought I'd show this just in case any of you haven't seen this before. What we've done here is contained a snow golem, and we've pushed him slightly into the side here so he's actually standing on 2 blocks, and I don't think you really need to do that. But it allows you to harvest it very fast like this. So basically it is instantly disappearing and reappearing because this golem is trying to generate it here. Now there used to be a way to do this super fast where you would look upwards and you would just be on the edge, so you would break this one and break the one on the other side as well, and it would go so fast that you'd literally burn through an iron shovel in, you know, seconds. Like, it would have been gone through by now, and I cannot recreate it. I cannot recreate it at all. I can't figure out how I used to do it. Maybe you had to be a little bit lower, like down here, but there was some sort of angle where you'd aim it across 2 snow layers and it would go super fast. Now I don't know if they've patched that, but I thought I'd mention it because some of you may have known about this as well. There's a super fast method for this, and maybe some of you know how to do it, and you can let me know in the comments. If not, a challenge for you is to go into a test world and try and figure out how to do this. There is some sort of angle, some sort of position where you're down below and you can go through an iron shovel in literally seconds, but I can't recreate it, and it was a long time ago that I last did this, so yeah, if any of you know how to do that, please let me know. Do you know what you could also do? You could stand at a distance like this and you could have hoppers everywhere collecting the items. I'm pretty sure I did this on the old Hermitcraft actually. But you could also hook it up to an item dispenser that would give you iron shovels, so when this one breaks you'd be standing in a place where you could pick up another one before a hopper picks it up, which would be pretty cool. That might be a nice project to do as well. Yes, I think we will do that soon, because snow is actually a really nice building block and I never think about using it too much, and it's a really good alternative to quartz as well when you just need something that's white, and of course quartz is very expensive. So I've just found a little bit of a bug here. If I hold down click on the cobblestone, the breaking animation appears, and then when I move up to the snow it stays there, which is pretty interesting. But the thing is, I found this because I was on the snow and the breaking animation appeared on the cobblestone. I don't know how that happened, but there you go. Strange little bug. Who would have thought we would have found a bug in this game? So I'm just placing the last few blocks on our sign, although we do have a bit more work to do up here because this thing needs lighting up. And I decided to build a smaller one than I was originally going to build, just because I didn't want it to be too big compared to these other ones. Now that I'm up here though, these are actually quite big, but we will go down there and have a look and see what this looks like in a moment. That is the last block right there. This thing isn't lit up, so it might be a good idea to sleep and see it in the day, and I'm actually going to throw an ender pearl down because it is quite a drop, even though we have the old feather falling. So let's turn around and nope, we got a zombie over here. Let's just deal with this guy quickly. And then he's probably going to call in his friends. That looks pretty cool. I like it. Can't remember if I mentioned I was going to make a salad bar, but there you go. That is the building, the restaurant that we are doing. And that is a pretty cool sign, but it definitely needs lighting up. I need to go back up there and light it up. And while I'm doing that, I also want to show you what I built on my creative server, because I had a different design for this sign that was a lot bigger. It was going to say salad bar, so if you imagine it having an extra 3 letters, it would have stretched quite far from side to side. And I actually think now, compared to the other ones, that is a pretty reasonable size. And I do very much like how that looks as well. But I want to build like a bit of a box behind it as well and light it up. So I'll do that and I'll show you what it looks like. So this is the original sign that I built. As you can see, it says salad bar and it looks a little bit awkward. The reason why is because there are some gaps here so that when it's night time the light can shine through, and there's this big box back here as well and the light shines up the top as well. So that's something we've got to build for this one, but I'm just going to fill that in quickly and then you can see what it would have looked like. Pretty cool, isn't it? But it was a little too big, so I decided to go with that one. So here I am patiently waiting for the night to come around and it starts raining. I hate the rain so much. But we can actually see how our sign looks and it looks pretty good. There is a dark patch in the middle, which you would expect because we're lighting it from around the outside. But it looks a lot better than I thought it would. I thought it would be kind of brighter on the outside and darker in the middle, whereas actually it's quite balanced. And makes the salad text readable, although it is a bit jumbled. I think I might have to change the green to yellow or something like that to make it stand out a little bit, but you can, if you look at it for a moment, you can read that it says salad because the letters are next together, so it takes up less space overall. Maybe I should have changed that after I made it smaller, because originally it said salad bar. But there we go, we've seen what it looks like, and now I can sleep in my bed and get rid of this rain at last. Oh, I really hate it. So where are we right now? We are on the racetrack next to Hypno's base. I just remembered something important that I've got to do. I've been telling Zombie Cleo that I would donate some building materials to her for quite some time, and I keep forgetting to come over here when I'm on the server, so I thought, right, we're going to stop what we're doing and head over and do this straight away. I've brought with me a ton of sandstone and some stained clay as well, and look at this. This is a sight to behold, if ever you saw one. That is fantastic. I don't know how big this structure is going to be in total, but this I think is based on Petra, which is in Jordan, and I don't know where Jordan is, but it's somewhere out there in the world. This beautiful structure that is hidden between like the sides of a cliff, or is it in a valley or something? It's kind of hard to describe actually. I think that's what it's based around, but anyway, this is a really big structure. As you can see, it's going to be something of a spectacle to see when you come by on the horse track. So if you remember, we made those sections. Zombie Cleo has claimed this one. It goes off to the right here, and she's going to expand this village around this part of the track, and she's building this, which I do believe is based on Petra. I don't know what it is 100%. And one of the things I didn't do is that I didn't bring a chest with me, which is a little bit foolish, but there is an extra one here. There's some trees nearby as well, so I can just go make a chest. But yeah, this is going to be something special, I can tell you that. And I hope there's an ender chest here, because I got more supplies in there as well. But let's chop down a tree and make a chest. So I was having a look around and I realised there is a lot going on in the middle of this area. She has done a lot to this since I last saw one of her videos, so I don't really want to show off what's going on there, but be sure to go and check her out because her videos are awesome, and this project, it totally rocks basically. And I am going to put some pumpkins here because I didn't bring anything like a sign or any kind of materials to indicate that I'd be dropping off some supplies. But there you go, we've got 8 stacks of hardened clay and a whole bunch of sandstone there as well. And now we've done that, we are going to head back on our way. And we're back. I have started laying down some of the floor for this restaurant. We're not going to be able to do a lot more this episode, so I figured why don't we get the floor finished before this episode is out. And I've started off with placing down the carpet that is going to go in the middle of this room, and underneath the carpet there are nothing but torches, because that is actually going to be one of our light sources for this room. Now I've strategically placed them so they're kind of hidden, but they'll be able to light up the floor and nothing will be able to spawn inside of it. And I like this. This is kind of cheap. It's not like we've got a solid block like glowstone underneath. We're just going to use torches and no one will be able to tell anyway. But this is where the path goes. It ends here and then it splits up left and right. There's going to be a seating area at the back. But I'm going to lay down the entire floor plan and then we'll be able to look at it and I'll be able to tell you where things go. But that is that bit done for now. I also wanted to talk about this sign as well. There it is in the daytime. I didn't mention what this thing right here was. It occurred to me that it might not be so obvious. It is a bowl, and it is the Minecraft bowl. In fact, it's slightly different because this thing has an odd width of blocks, whereas the pixel art for that has an even amount, so there's one less row of pixels in the middle. But it's a bowl, and I played around with changing the colours, and it looked really silly if I tried to make it look like there was something inside it. So the idea is that, you know, you go to the salad and you can pick up go to the salad bar and you can pick up a bowl and put your ingredients in, because this thing is going to kind of be like a buffet, which I'll explain in a bit once I've got the ground done. But it's a bowl, just in case you were wondering. It does look a little silly, but I like it. I think the sign is cool. So some of this floor is now in place and it's starting to look good. I absolutely love this. The spruce and the dark oak wood rotating like that looks really good for a floor. I was very keen to use that when I started building this, and I made a mistake with the path at the back here. And I kept checking and double checking myself and I couldn't figure out what was going wrong because I was measuring the right distance, but then I realised I made a silly mistake here. This is the distance for where a different material comes into play. So this is going to be the buffet area because this is going to be a buffet style entrance, and back here is going to be where the sort of dining area is. So I think it's is it this colour block there, and then that one I have to double check it so they alternate like that. And then in this area we'll have a bunch of seating. But I'll do that in a bit because I want to talk about the actual buffet itself. Now down the front here we're going to have like a little reception, you know, to pay for your meal or whatever. And then around here we're going to have different buffet things. So I need to grab the materials to build that. I don't actually have them in my inventory. We're going to need some jungle wood. Where's that? There it is. We will also need some glowstone and some cauldrons, which means I'm going to have to do some crafting. And there was also item frames I was supposed to bring with me. I've actually forgotten to bring a few things here, haven't I? Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Our buffet is going to look awesome. We're going to have glowstone underneath some cauldrons. Now the reason for this is, again, lighting. Like I said, we've got the torches underneath the carpets. We're going to have glowstone underneath the cauldrons, and it's going to make this area well and truly lit. We won't even need to double check. So we're going to put glowstone on the ground on all of these places, and then on top of them we are going to put our cauldrons. And these things, by the way, they let light shine through them. I did a little test, so they don't block out the light from the glowstone. And then in the middle here, and I just realised we can save resources again if we want to put dirt blocks or something like that in the middle. No one will ever see them, and I like doing that actually. I like to conserve my resources where possible. And then, oh, let's not fall in the cauldron. Let's bring it across like this. Then we're going to have a little something above here that's going to be like a roof over this. It's going to be like a typical buffet. You know, you go around, you've got food in the different cauldrons and trapdoors. I was going to put trapdoors on top of it. No, I wasn't going to do that anymore because we're going to have item frames on top of each one of these. And this is something that I want you to do, all of you. If you have any ideas for this, is to go down to the comment box and leave a comment. I'm going to have an item frame with a renamed item in each one of these things. Now I've already done it for all of these, for all the different spaces we have. We've got all of these ones on this side. We're going to have another 6 over in this one. Actually, one of these is different. I've made a mistake here because one of them only has 3. I'll have to figure that out. But basically, I want you to come up with names for items that we can put in these item frames that would be like parts of a salad. So now I was just expecting to see the creative inventory there. We don't actually have that, do we? I'm going to pop onto a creative world just so I can show you the inventory. And of course, it is raining in the creative world. Why wouldn't it be? Right, let's have a look. Okay, so I've gone through this quite a few times. I had a great suggestion on my server from someone to use the sticks as breadsticks. My own idea for the sugar canes was to use that as celery. Then we could use tomatoes as the red rose dye. Let me see if I can remember some other ones. I think I was going to use the seeds as salad beans, because you can get different types of beans for eating with salads. This could be sweet corn, you know, basically an item that kind of looks like a bit of food. Um, and that would be the basic idea for the whole thing. If you have any ideas for items you see that could be cool pieces of food for our buffet, then leave a comment down below and let me know your suggestions, and I'll try to include some as well. I'm also going to include a little fruit salad area as well, so there'll be apples, there's apple slices, melons, and then there are a couple of other ones that made good fruit, like for example the lime die can just be a slice of lime, can't it? So any ideas that you have, leave a comment down below, and then next episode we will rename a whole bunch of items and put them into the item frames. And so this is where your item frames are going to go. Doesn't this look like a proper buffet thing? Now that you've got the roof, you've got the lights on them. The cauldrons is where our food is going to be stored. Of course, it's all imaginary, but we'll have these item frames and they'll have items in them representing the food. And then when you put your name over it, because it's renamed, it's going to tell you what it is. And I think it's going to make this place absolutely awesome. Now the first one that you're going to have, one of them will be a bowl like that one up there, and it will be a salad bowl, and another one will be like the flower pot, which will be a small salad bowl or something like that. So we're going to have some like starter items, we're going to have a whole bunch of salad stuff over here, and then this one is going to be for our fruit salad, and then we're going to have a proper buffet. It's going to be awesome. I know you guys are going to love it, so leave a comment, post your suggestions, we'll come up with tons of names and then I'll pick the best of them. But for now what I'm going to do is just finish the back area here where people are going to be sitting down. Just going to finish the floor for that, and then I think we're going to be done for this episode. So we are looking good. We have made a good start this episode. I really just got on into the groove right as I've run out of time to record, but our sign looks awesome. We've made a start on the restaurant. You guys know what you need to do. You need to give me ideas for these names, because the one I've got, they're alright, but I'm sure you guys can come up with some better ones. And then at the back here we're going to have our seating area, so I've just left some spaces where, you know, seats and pistons and things like that are going to go, but there's going to be a nice little seating area at the back here, and it looks like I thought this thing was going to be a bit bigger than it was, so I think I might have measured something wrong. I'm not sure, but this is going to look awesome and I cannot wait to start building it, which we will do soon. It might not be in the next episode due to some other things I have planned, but who knows. But if you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, it'll always be appreciated. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.